sweetie, are you alright? Who am I? How about instead of me answering obvious questions, we work together to make sure that you're alright? That was a nasty little tumble you took after all. Here, take my hand. Starlight, please. I promise I'm not gonna hurt you. Right now, I only want to make sure that you are uninjured. So, please, indulge me. Sweetheart, is something wrong? Why are you covering your ear? You heard someone whispering into it. Angel, how could that be? You and I are the only ones here, and I'm standing right in front of you, with a very lonely hand, by the way. There we go. Now gaze into those gorgeous eyes of yours, Starlight. It's a pity that I can't see the moonlight being reflected in them, but I suppose I should be grateful that the clouds couldn't keep her from leading me to you tonight. Oh, don't mind me, Starlight. Those were some of my curious rantings. You'll get used to them. With time. I promise. Still won't let go of the obvious question, will you, darling? Very well. I will indulge you, as you have done for me. My name, for now, is Valerie. And you may have guessed it already, but I'm here for you. You want to know what I mean by that? Oh, precious. What do you think I mean? Oh, you're too much, Starlight. I knew you were the bashful side, but seeing you come apart like this up close, well, it's making me not regret doing this any sooner. Darling, look at me. Sweetheart, what's wrong? You're looking at me like, wait, is that? I thought so. Moonlight. So, Luna's blessing actually made it through the clouds cover after all, and that means you can see me as I am, not how I make the world perceive me. That's a much better question, Starlight. Not who am I, but rather, what am I? And the answer to that is simple, darling. I'm your lover, your eternity, your reason for being, and your waking thought from now on. You don't understand? Forgive me, Starlight, as being born from a cauldron, that is abyss. I largely speak in abstractions and sometimes xXOutlierXx. Oh, I also rhyme on occasions, as I did just now, but don't worry, you'll get used to it. I promise. Very good, baby. You didn't flinch as much as that time. You're already getting used to my voice in your mind, and that's more than I could ever asked for. Yes, baby, that was me whispering in your ear earlier, but you knew that already, didn't you? You just couldn't call me out on it, as your sense of reason kept you from thinking it could be in two places at once. You and your obvious questions. Wouldn't you rather cling to something more supple, love? Oh, I disagree. I think the answer is to recent question of yours is painfully obvious, even for an unwoken. Still not convinced? Well, let's think for a moment, Starlight. I followed you home, backed you into a corner, whispered sweetly in your ears, pressed my body into yours, called you my lover. So, with all this in mind, is there really any room left to wonder what I'm here for? That's a much better question, darling. Still redundantly, mind you, but it's more to the point. You know that I'm here for you, but you want to know to what capacity. Since my desire to be your lover sounds to be too good to be true. Oh, darling. If only you could see yourself as I do. Now that's a perfect question. How do I know you, Starlight? By an extension, where did I first come across you, and how long have I been watching you? I know you didn't audibly ask about the supplementary questions, sweetheart, but your words did. As all questions ask questions, in search of the secrets lying in answers. But that's just the nature of conscious thought, and as for your answers, you can thank her. That's right, Starlight. I'm talking about the moon. She's the one that led me to you. Her gentle rays brought you to my attention on more than one occasion, and I've been chasing your shadows ever since. Do you understand now, Starlight? You still have questions? Well, let's see if I can guess my way through them. The moon won't be with us all night, and I need to bathe you in my darkness before the golden lights blankets the sky. Yes, darling, those were more my esoterics. And can I say how happy I am that you were listening? Right, I was supposed to be answering questions. Well, between my obsidian veil and blackened tendrils roaming the space behind me. I'm sure you know by now, precious, that I'm not a human being. That aside, I'm assuming your next pressing question is how could someone like me fall in love with someone like you? As if that could ever be called a question. No, darling, that is not a question. And I'm very annoyed that you think that it is. Why? Why? Didn't I just admit that I've been watching you, Starlight? That's right, I did. And what did you think that means? It means I've seen you. I've witnessed your beauty in all of its forms, and I have been absolutely enthralled by it. You may not think you're beautiful, and the world may have convinced you that you're not desirable, but I'm here to tell you that the both of you are wrong. I've seen you, Angel. I've seen you cross a busy street just to ease the worries of people who you fear no reason. I've seen you staple a smile to your face and laugh in a room full of strangers when all you want to do is crumble on the floor and cry. I've seen you work on hard days and long nights, not unlike tonight, helping your colleagues and bosses succeed, knowing full well they'll use it to talk behind your back the next day. I know everything there is to know about you, Starlight. I've seen your soul lay bare, and I won't rest until it's mine. Speechless? I can hardly blame you. Young Woken have founded a concept of courtship on things often led up to fate. So when I came along, looking your face, your body, your status, your attire, just so I could bind myself to the bleeding heart that lays beneath it all. Well, I could understand why that left you a little dumbfounded, though I would offer scorn for the world that deems my otherworldly form as being somehow less startling than my love for you. That is standard, and I cannot accept, nor will I allow you to. Oh, sweetheart, what's wrong? You're quiet. Starlight, hey, you're crying. Hey, come here. It's alright, Starlight. I'm here, for you. Just let it out. I promise I'll catch everyone. I'll catch every last one of your tears. I want to tell you something, Starlight. An answer to one question you didn't ask, but to do it funnily enough, I have to ask you a different one. So tell me, do you know why the stars are so beautiful? The stars are beautiful because they shine against the backdrop of a dark and bleak night sky. If the sky was full of light, the stars would blend in, leaving no one to gaze upon their form or admire their splendor. But because of the night skies being so dreary and dark, the radiant light of the stars can be fully displayed, giving us room to point out and fawn over each of them. Do you understand now, Starlight? Can you see why I love you so much? That it terrifies me. This world is dark and dreary and bleak and ugly, with the vast majority of people in it being even more so. But it's not the same without you. You try with all your might to be different, to stand out. You try so hard to shine as a light in a world that would see you succumb to the darkness. That is why I love you, Starlight. That is why I crossed the fields of time and space just to be near you. And I'll tell you something else. I'm gonna take you back with me. If this world isn't gonna appreciate your light, if its people can't find in the darks to ascribe beauty to one of their stars, then I will snatch it from the night sky, take it to a realm of living darkness, so I can cradle it to my chest and bask in its gentle glow. Will you let me do that, Starlight? Will you let me take you, that I might have you for my very own? You're unsure? I could understand after all. One, that you won't be able to turn back from once you've made it. So, as a consolation to me, and as a promise to let me see you again, will you let me kiss you? Thank you, Starlight. We'll meet again.